President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received the phone call from the Iranian counterpart Masoud Pezeshkian. Presidential spokesman Mohammad al-Shinawi said that the phone call tackled the latest developments in Iran's nuclear file, where President al-Sisi expressed Egypt's deep concern over the tension escalation in the region, stressing the importance of avoiding military solutions. The spokesman added that the head of state asserted to his Iranian counterpart that Egypt would continue its efforts that aim at resuming talks between the US and Iran in order to reach a peaceful settlement for the nuclear file. For his part, Iran's President Pezeshkian expressed his deep appreciation for the role played by Egypt in maintaining peace and stability in the region.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Saturday congratulated the Egypt national handball team on winning the African Handball Championship in Rwanda for the fourth consecutive time. On his social media page, President al-Sisi wrote that the win reflects the spirit of perseverance and asserts Egypt's position among the greatest teams of the continent and the world. Addressing the national handball players, the head of state said that he praised that victories and achievements continue for Egyptian sport, bringing joy to the Egyptian people.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli inspected a number of development and service projects in Minya Governorate. The Prime Minister said that the inspection tour aims at monitoring the implementation progress, removing obstacles and accelerating the project delivery to better serve the residents. Madbouli stressed the government's keenness on implementing the projects aligned with the citizens' needs, especially those completed or underway, as part of the Decent Life initiative. The Premier said that the visit focuses on reviewing projects related to healthcare, utilities development, and the road upgrades, in addition to inspecting factories across different sectors.
Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati expressed Egypt's appreciation to Angola's role during its current presidency to the African Union. The Foreign Minister remarks came during a phone call with Angolan counterpart Tete Antonio. During the call, Abdulati asserted the necessity of coordination for the African Union Ordinary Summit of Heads of State and Government scheduled to take place on February in Addis Ababa to ensure an outcome results that support the African continent in the fields of peace, security and development. The top diplomat also renewed Egypt's interest to boost joint cooperation in the fields of transportation, infrastructure, renewed energy and medical industry. The phone talks focus on the latest developments in the African continent, efforts to achieve peace and stability, as well as supporting the path of sustainable development.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdulati stressed the necessity to intensify the efforts aimed at de-escalation and finding peaceful solutions through diplomacy and dialogue that contribute to reducing tension in the region. This came during intensive phone calls between Abdulati and the foreign ministers of Iran, Qatar, Turkey, Oman and the US Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff. Abdulati emphasized the importance of preventing the region from sliding into a state of insecurity and instability. The top diplomat also affirmed the necessity of continuing constructive interaction and communication among the concerned parties in a way that contributes to bringing the US and Iran back to the negotiating table.
Egypt presided over the African Union Peace and Security Council on the 1st of February of 2026 for a period of 1 month. The Egyptian chairmanship comes at a critical time marked by increasing security, political and developmental challenges on the African continent. The Egyptian chairmanship aims to enhance the effectiveness of the Peace and Security Council as its primary body concerned with maintaining stability and establishing security on the African continent. It will be keen to the established constants and principles in the consecutive act of the African Union.
Egypt strongly condemned the repeated Israeli violations of the ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, which leads to a number of martyrs and injuries. Egypt asserted that Israel's aggression is inflaming the situation and undermining the efforts to cement the truce and restore stability at a time where regional and international parties are working together to ensure the success of the second phase of the U.S. President Donald Trump's plan. In a statement for the Foreign Ministry, Egypt affirmed that the repeated violations represent a direct threat to the political process and obstruct efforts to create a suitable environment for a transition to a more stable phase in Gaza.
Egypt welcomed the announcement of the ceasefire deal between the Syrian government and Syrian Democratic Forces, including agreement over gradual integration process. In a foreign ministry statement, Egypt expressed a hope that this agreement becomes an important step towards a comprehensive political process that includes all Syrian components without exclusion, contributes to the unity of Syria, and boosts its security, stability, and sovereignty of its lands. Egypt also stressed on the continuation of its support to all endeavors that aim at reaching a sustainable Syrian settlement for the Syrian crisis that meets the aspirations of the Syrian people.